Welcome back everyone to another episode of Shade TV. My name is Marissa Hill and I am so excited to jump into my sneakers of the year for 2025. This will be a top 15 list. If you're brand new here, welcome on in. Be sure to hit that subscribe down below if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Today's list is going to be a very eclectic list, so you're going to see a lot of different brands on my list. As far as how I chose these, a lot of it has to do with what I've seen people wearing on the streets here in a metropolitan city like New York. Also, my just pure style and taste. As far as wearability goes, I'm going to talk a little bit about the comfort and also innovation. How innovative were the sneakers that released this year that ended on my list? So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting with my honorable mention. This was a really hard pick just because it didn't quite make the top 15 list, but it definitely deserves a shout out. So this is the Nike Air Max Big Head Mode sneaker that released this year, and it only released on Dot Swish. So these were extremely limited, and when I was able to snag a pair, it took months for me to get this in the mail. But I was a huge Nintendo 64 fan, loved James Bond GoldenEye 007. I played it all the time. It was a first-person shooter game, and they really nailed it with the look and feel of the sneaker to really kind of complement that iconic game that was in the 90s. So as far as the look and feel, it's got the exact tone and color scheme of a James Bond tuxedo. You've got the gold accents, which of course GoldenEye, and also the gun that was used in the game was primarily gold. And as far as just like little hits of the back here, you'll see that this is the health armor, and then we've got 8-bit designs on the toe box and on the tongue, and even a rated E on the back. As far as it goes too, on the inside, you've got the whole entire like emblem of what it looks like as the shooter. And of course, Big Head Mode was that secret mode essentially that you could use to enlarge the heads on the game, and that is why this lands as my honorable mention. And this retailed at $160. Some crazy resale on this, specifically in my size. Lowest ask is $364. All right, so now let's jump into the top 15. This was a really difficult selection because I do think that 2025 had some insane releases.
You know the vibes out on this side, yeah, you know the vibes. Been in this thing winning rings for a while. Put it to the test, I could win it in a trial. Ain't no need to flex, cause I know you see the style, yeah.
So starting out with number 15, this is a brand new silhouette by Jordan brand. So let me just swap these boxes over here. These are the Jordan Trunner OSs. So OS stands for off season. And for those of you who are Jordan fans, but you don't really want to jump into wearing New Balance or Asics, this is definitely a sneaker that was made for you specifically. So you've got this chunky dad look. You've got the double stacked midsole on here, some nice suede overlays, and lovely meshing. I have it in two different colorways. The Orwood, which is this nice kind of natural tone. So if you're not feeling like super bright colors, they give you a lot of variety and a lot of different color variations. These two are probably my favorite. I really love black and pink together with a little bit of gray, but I also love the Orwood because I do think that that will match with pretty much anything in my wardrobe. So these originally released in October, and you've got a lot of comfort. This is 100% the most comfortable Jordan you will ever wear. Honestly, it doesn't even look like a Jordan, which is why I love it. You've got this wraparound TPU caging unit here, which really just keeps your foot intact and stable. Some good grip as well on the bottom, but this is definitely a Jordan that you can walk all day in. And I have not really been able to say that in any of my other Jordan pairs, because most of us know you can only put a few hours in before your feet start getting tired. And these retail between $110 to $115.
Second guess everything you do. Don't know why I'm so good to you. What's your motive when you say it like that? Something about the attitude, not the type to make a move, but I can't help it when you say it.
All right, so next on the list is going to be number 14. So let me slide this over. These are the K-Swiss KSRC Before the Classic. K-Swiss is really killing the game in 2025 with their collaborations, with their new silhouettes. This was a pair that I actually saw a few years ago before it actually originally released, and I was drawn to it immediately. It looks sleek, it looks expensive, and overall, it's just perfect for what's in style right now, which is that sleek sneaker trend. And they really hit it on the bullseye with this one. As far as this color scheme goes, this is in the cappuccino colorway, which is probably my favorite colorway that released. Anwar Carrot did his rendition in a beautiful black and white tone and finish. This pair hits it with this nice chocolatey brown, and then we've got the classic D-ring gold laces, which I think just make it look so luxurious, and then some nice off-white kind of cream 5 stripes, and then that chocolatey suede luxurious brown all over with a little K-Swiss branding on the back with a nice gum bottom. And I love a good gum bottom because it just really pulls together and makes a sneaker look complete. All right, so number 13 goes to the Kith Marvel versus Capcom collaboration this year. Ronnie always crushes it. I feel like at the end of the year doing some kind of co-collaboration with ASICS and the Marvel team on some rendition. My favorite this year is hands down the ASICS Nimbus 10.1 Iron Man and Mega Man variation. So a couple other ASICS were dropped in this capsule collection. This is the only one I went for, but I absolutely love the Iron Man color combination. I love the Mega Man color combination. I think that these are super unique and very different, and it's not too loud and in your face in an essence of like, whoa, this is an Iron Man sneaker. It's more just kind of replicated off of like Tony Stark's color schemes and Mega Man's color schemes. The box is incredible. If you want to see a more in-depth video, there is a full one on my channel, so definitely check that out. And each pair also comes with different comic books, so it's a blind unboxing. You don't know which one you're going to get. This is the one I got with my pair, but again, Ronnie just killed it with his brand Kith on this collaboration. As far as the price goes, this pack, which was a double pack, released for $450, and there's definitely a little bit of resale on this. All right, so number 12 goes to the Hoka Marni collaboration on the silhouettes called the Bondi B3LS. This was such a crazy release. When I saw images leaked of this, I had to have it. This is the plushiest, squishiest sneaker I have seen recently, and I just think that the combination of high-end designer with Hoka was the perfect collaboration between the two. You've got Marni's really fun, playful kind of look and feel of the sneaker in really fun colorways. So I had this in a nice chocolatey brown tone, this beautiful yellow tone. There was also a nice red and also a nice blue tone as well that was released with this. These retailed at $395, so a little bit more on the expensive side. This was probably one of the most expensive sneakers that I picked up for 2025. But as far as comfort goes, this has EVA insoles, extremely plushy and squishy inside, and it really looks cool on feet. I got so many different compliments, and again, it's just a great looking sneaker that I haven't really seen before. So kudos to both Hoka and Marni for really teaming up and giving us something very cool and modern. Number 11 goes to the Puma Mastro Jound collection. Every single year I pick up a Jound release. I don't know who Jound's going to collaborate with, but every single time Jound has a collaboration, I'm obsessed with it, and it's always very, very simplistic. So this Puma Mastro was a brand new silhouette that released for Puma this year, and the just OG kind of regular colorways were really, really cool, super modern and very futuristic. But this pair, I feel like Jound really crushed it. So they took away the strap, which you typically will see on the regular Mastro, and he decided to put some laces on this pair, making it more of a kind of luxurious, not as sporty looking type of sneaker. And then the leather quality on this is just beautiful. The suede is high quality, very premium, and I just love the spikes on the sneaker. It's something we really haven't seen before. This really kind of steps outside of your typical Puma Speed Cat into its own realm, giving us something more futuristic, more modern, and Jound just really took it back to ground it with a more personable, lighter touch and feel with some simple natural colorways. This is a dark chocolate tone, but it did also release in a navy shade. This was preferably my favorite colorway out of the two. These retailed around $160 to $175, originally released July 10th. And was super excited to get these. They sold out so fast, and there's actually quite a bit of resale on these. Now we are getting to our number 10 on my list, which goes to the Air Jordan 4 Nigel Sylvester Brick by Bricks, which released back in March, on March 14th. To be exact. This has been a sneaker that I feel like I've seen on pretty much everyone's list. The Air Jordan 4 silhouette is already iconic, but Nigel Sylvester has done his take on this pair in this beautiful firewood orange colorway. And I think that as far as color schemes goes as well, this is just a very trendy color right now. And they swapped out Nike for bike on this pair, which is something that we haven't seen before. So that was something I feel like a lot of people were super excited about. And the color scheme and the textures used on this, very different, and a really cool box to just complement everything and bring it all together. As far as the retail goes, these retailed at $225. As most of you know, there's some crazy resale going on these pairs, especially since this did land on Complex's list as number 1.
Give up all I was and down with the fight. I know what it's worth. I'm a newborn baby.
Next up, number 9 goes to the Skechers Aero Burst. Skechers has really been crushing it in 2025 with some insanely good looking sneakers, but the Aero Burst really drew me in as far as the technology that was created for these, and as far as the look and feel. I mean, look at how crazy cool these look. This doesn't even look like a Skechers sneaker, which is why this lands so high on my list, because I think that they really just killed it with the design elements of this sneaker. Also has another outer layer of hyper burst foam, which gives it a little bit firmer feel to it, so it's not too pillow cushiony, which I feel like sometimes some of my sneakers are just too soft and too squishy where my feet get tired and they need that kind of balance. This has that perfect balance between both having a firmer density to it but also a plush density combined into one. The outsole is Goodyear. You cannot complain about that. So the traction is insanely amazing on these. And as far as being podiatrist approved, how can you go wrong? If a podiatrist is approving a sneaker, you know it's going to be good for your feet. And again, the look and feel, the colorways that released for the Aero Burst are incredible. And I really love this minty fresh rendition with this really cool gradient look on the midsole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So next up on the list goes to Aloe Sunset for my number 8. The reason I don't have the sneaker is because I purchased it in black, but I honestly wanted it in the brown colorway, which was an exclusive, a little bit more rare, but they were sold out. So I returned mine and I'm waiting to get that brown pair in. But the Aloe Sunset recently released in 2025, and it was based off of Sunset Boulevard in LA. It is a very slender, sleek looking sneaker with some very nice plush, beautiful suede textures on it. Aloe has been popping up everywhere in the city. Girls are literally wearing aloe head to toe. Men are wearing aloe head to toe. And I love that they have jumped into the sneaker realm, because who doesn't want a pair of aloe sneakers to match the rest of their apparel? As far as the colorways they've dropped, they have been beautiful in tone and finish. Honestly, I would love to have all pairs. I wouldn't mind the black either, but the brown just drew me in more. As far as size range goes, the only qualms that I have about that sneaker is that it does run a little bit smaller, so I highly recommend going half a size up in them. But super trendy pair of sneakers, and I can't wait to see what 2026 brings as far as the color scheme goes. Next up is number 7. It goes to the Solomon Sandy Liang XT Whispers. So as far as Sandy goes, she has already partnered with Solomon on a couple other pairs already, which have a very feminine twist to them. And one of my favorites, hands down, goes to this brand new silhouette that Solomon dropped this year. And honestly, everyone has been wearing the XT Whisper. So even if you don't fall in love with this color scheme that Sandy came out with, they have some really cool gradient effect colorways that I absolutely fell for. And they also have simple just black and white pairs as well. But I love the touch that Sandy gave on this specific pair. It's very fairy tale, very girly in essence, with beautiful pink and red tones with that lovely silver, which just hits this beautifully. I love the no-laced high system as well. Gives it a very modern effect, but pretty much anything that Sandy does, I fall in love with. I just love her really feminine aesthetic that she adds to the table when it comes to all of her sneaker collaborations.
Always coming back to you. You know I try. I don't wanna lie about it.
Number 6 goes to the Nike Jacquemus Moon shoe. This sneaker has been popping up on so many different celebrities, from Jacob Elordi to Bradley Cooper, and I am obsessed with Jacquemus, so I had to snag a pair. This silhouette originally released back in 1972, and Jacquemus literally went back, dug out this in the archives, and brought it back to life. As far as the look and feel of this is hitting it right on the bullseye when it comes to that slender sneaker that everybody is obsessed with wearing right now. But as far as the textures, this smooth leather really complements the rest of the textures on the sneaker itself. But this literally is a shoe that I can style with so many different things. And I love the 3 different colorways that he dropped in alabaster as well as university red. But hands down, my favorite goes to the Off Noir colorway. These originally released on Jacquemus's website on September 29th, and then had a wider release in early October.
It's a very nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
Number 5 goes to the Wales Bonner Adidas Corintha. So this is a brand new silhouette that Wales Bonner got the full advantage of recreating her own sneaker. So we've seen Wales Bonner do a ton of other just original Adidas silhouettes. This is the first time she's been able to create her own, and I was absolutely obsessed when I saw these grace the spring summer 2025 runway, and I literally bookmarked it because I had to have these. As far as most complimented sneakers go, this is hands down one of the most complimented sneakers I have in my collection. The only thing about this is it did retail at $350, so a little bit of a higher price point, but I was able to grab these for 50% off. I know, kind of crazy. But as far as Wales Bonner goes with her collaborations, I mean, this is just something that is so trendy right now, which is sequins. And the fact that she calibrated her own sneaker creation on top of everything is why this lands so high on my list. Next up, number 4 goes to the Puma Rosé collaboration that dropped this year. I was obsessed with all 3 different pairs. So as you can see, we've got the Puma Rosé Speed Cat Ballet and also just the regular Speed Cat, which came in 2 different colorways. This black and off-white tone and also an off-white reversed black tone. So the opposite color scheme of this. And then last but not least, the brand new silhouette, which is the Ballet. Every girl has been obsessed with the Speed Cat this year, and if you're a fan of Blackpink, this hands down had to be a pickup that you had to get. I love that Rosé decided to really just combine streetwear with a lot of femininity to really bring to life the look and feel of this Ballet Speed Cat as well as the just regular Speed Cat. And I love the design of the laces on the back as far as it goes, and also the lace design here, which wraps around the back of the heel, giving both pairs just a little bit something different that we have yet to see on the Speed Cat so far.
'Cause you run it, everyone loves an escape, but just get it, doing everything.
All right, we've now made it to our top 3, and number 3 goes to the On Cloud Tilt Moon, which is a brand new silhouette designed by Zendaya and her stylish La Roche. So this is such a beautiful pair. This was actually a follow-up to the Cloud Zone Moon pair. Between the two, I was trying to decide which was my favorite, and hands down, the Cloud Tilt Moon is a pair that I just think looks amazing on foot. This did drop in a couple color variations. I think I was drawn to this pair just because I love me some all black. But those of you who are fans of Zendaya as well as her stylish La Roche, he is so freaking talented when it comes to style, which makes sense why this sneaker looks so good on foot. But as far as comfort goes, this is probably one of the most comfortable sneakers in my collection. But not only comfort, this was specifically designed to be a lifestyle sneaker. And so a lot of On silhouettes in general, like they are meant to be performance based. This pair is meant to look good on feet. It originally released in October on the 2nd, and it retailed at $200, but just again, a well-rounded sneaker. And that's why it made it so high in my list. All right, getting down to the last 2 pairs of sneakers on my list. Number 2 is going to go to the New Balance 204L silhouette, which was brand new this year. For those of you who fell in love with the New Balance Miu Miu collaboration, this was right down your alley. So this honestly kind of looks like what would be a GR of that high-end, really expensive $1,000 silhouette, but for a little bit better price point. As far as the color combinations that they decided to go with on the 204L this year, it has been extremely difficult to snag just one pair. Honestly, like I struggled all year round, and I finally was able to get this beautiful pair, which is kind of a lavender grayish hue. But I just love this rendition of a New Balance shoe because it's not a very dad-like sneaker. It's very slender and very narrow, but still has a New Balance texture and high-end materials that they use throughout. And again, I love the dual lacing, which is something that we saw with that Miu Miu pair that they've added to this one. And the color combinations that they came out with this year are also amazing. All right, we have made it to my number 1 pick of 2025. So out of all the 15 pairs, including my honorable mention, the number 1 spot goes to the Nike Air Max 1000. This pair you've probably seen on my channel a ton, but the reason that this lands at number 1 is comfort, innovation, and the fact that this is truly what I see as the future of sneakers. This is a collaboration, technically, I guess, with Nike and the tech wizards from Zellerfeld, who came up with this beautiful design, which is fully 3D printed. This is something that has not been common, but I do feel like essentially we will all own 3D printers, and we will all be one day potentially printing out our own shoes that we want to wear. So as far as the look and feel of this goes, I mean, the texture, the material, this sneaker is so cool on foot. I have gotten so many compliments. This dropped in so many amazing colorways. I've got this beautiful cream and black pair in front of me. But as far as most complimented sneaker, people stop and stare at this pair and they're like, whoa, what is that? And it's just really cool to start a conversation about how these were fully 3D printed. And as far as comfort goes, honestly, like, I was shocked. I wasn't sure if walking around in these a few times, they would start to feel like they were going to fall apart, but these actually have stability and they're sturdy in structure. But again, just such a cool creation. I love to see what Zellerfeld has done all of 2025. Really excited to see what they do in 2026, but this hands down deserves the #1 spot. All right, everyone, that is my sneaker list of 2025. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about my picks. Again, these are specific to myself. You have all the time in the world to create your own list if you fully disagree, but I put some great thought into this. If you want to read an article on all these different pairs, head on to ShadeStudios.com to check that article out. Thank you so much to everybody who joined me, and if you joined for the first time, be sure to hit that subscribe down below if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and give this video a like. I also have individual videos on a majority of these sneakers, so if you want more in-depth videos and want to learn how to style each pairs that I discussed in this video, be sure to check those videos out. But that is it for this full sneaker of the year video. Happy New Year to everyone. I can't wait for 2026. We will see you all on the next one.